I finally got myself a Blackfoot for the collection. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again thank you for stopping by. So yeah, as I said, had many of these originals and the re-re, but yeah, I finally got one for my collection, which is awesome because I can see these drying up. I think they're getting a little bit few and far between. Whether, I mean, it first came out in 2016, so whether Tamiya will do another run of them in the future, maybe, or maybe they won't. So I thought now was the time to buy one, really. So it's such a cool truck, and everybody who follows Tamiya, even people who don't follow Tamiya, know what the Blackfoot is. So 2016 re-re, and this is an original that I did. Unfortunately, this is not mine. It's just not been picked up yet, but I thought it was a lovely time to show it again on the channel. So the original came out on 58058 in October 1986. So it's got some true age to it. And then Tamiya, in their wisdom, in 2016, September 2016, on 58633, bought the re-re out, and it's damn close to the original. Biggest sort of difference is the front chrome grille. It's completely changed. I'll try to show that in the video as we go. The body itself didn't have the Ford front and back emblems on there, the Ford logos. It's stamped here and it's stamped on the back. Is it? Yeah, I had to check then. So I'll try to show you that as well. And then there was some decal changes. Things like the BF Goodrich down here changed to something crawler, I don't know, but it's, anyway, it changed. I don't think you got a Ford badge for it either on the decals. And yeah, and the spotlight decals changed as well. So there was quite a lot, but nevertheless, when the re-re's all put together, it looks fantastic, and it looks like a Blackfoot, which is just awesome. So yeah, so before we go any further, I really need you to watch to the end, because the purpose of this video is to get help from the viewers on what I'm going to do with this, and I'll explain that in a bit more detail. But let's just crack the lid open and have a look what we get. So first of all, we've always got to show appreciation to the Tamiya box art, because it's special, isn't it? That's just awesome. I'm looking forward to once this one's built, and I'll cut that main picture out and we'll get it up on the wall, because for me it's just superb. I think as well it's a good opportunity now just to see the difference in the front grille, which is absolutely huge. So obviously the original Ford Ranger one on the Blackfoot, it's got the crosses on the main sort of centre grille, whereas on the re-re it's just more lines. You can still get a lot of detail on it, and you can still make it look good. But it's not as good as that. Also, the re-re body doesn't have this Ford on the body. That's actually on the body that you paint over. And the same on the back, whereas the original has this Ford on here, which again you paint. There's nothing on the back of the re-re one. Just a quick look at the decal changes. So on the re-re, you've got the GR. Obviously, it's Bell Ray on the original. Rambling Ron, the driver's still the same, but here on the re-re you have Vice Crawler tyres, and of course we had BF Goodrich on the original, plus we had the Ford emblem on the decal, where on the re-re it's just a Tamiya decal. But the main sort of the main decals going along it are the same. Spotlights, it's got Bright Light Roadmaster, whereas we've got the Daylighters on the original. That could possibly be the only changes that I know of, and the original has a big Ford badge that goes on the back. I don't think the re-re has that. And then inside the box itself, it is kind of all thrown in there. Interestingly enough, even though it's a 2016 kit, the speedo that it comes with is the new TBLA 04, which is cool. So what we got? So actually grills. I won't open any of this up. That's the grill inside, but you can't really see that because of the windscreen over the top. One change, the re-re tyres do have slightly softer tyres And they're only slightly softer, to be honest. The original Blackfoot tyres were absolutely rock hard, and that's not an age thing. A lot of people do think it's an age thing. It's not. They were harder rubber. These have got a little bit more give in them. I think the wheels were the same. I don't think anything changed on them that I know of. But again, if you know of any major changes on the chassis from the original to the re-re, I'd love to know that. Another thing I've just thought about, the original Blackfoot came with friction dampers and not oil dampers. Am I right in saying that? I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was friction shocks, whereas in the re-re kit you get oil dampers, but they kept the same colour, black, because when they went to the Monster Beetle they changed them to the yellow CVAs. And then we have obviously the hard body, which you can get a lot of detail on. It's not just a chrome grille and things like that. There's indicator lights, and you can do the front windscreen frame in silver. On this one, I'm going to, well, if I go box art, I'm going to try and get some silver on the side frames as well. And on the sunroof, it's a weird one on the sunroof. You're just supposed to kind of glue it on flat, but I'm going to glue it up at an angle so it's open. I just think that'll look absolutely awesome. So now we get on to what am I going to do with this, and it is a little bit of a dilemma for me, I have to say. So one of the reasons I got this was because I wasn't planning on getting any of the monster trucks, if I'm honest, but I could probably say that about every car I've got. But anyway, because of the Euro RC sponsorship video, I got a Monster Beetle, and that really floated my boat and got my juices flowing again, because I absolutely loved running that Monster Beetle. So obviously I've got that in the collection, and then I put the lunchbox there because that's just one of my favourite Tamiya cars, trucks of all time. It's just off the chart and in fun. So I really do need a Blackfoot. For me, the three main monster trucks, and this is where we all differ, so you guys and girls will no doubt have a different lineup, but for me, Blackfoot, Monster Beetle, Lunchbox are the three main monster trucks to have in a collection. Obviously there's many others. A lot of people throw the Clodbuster in there, and also the Mud Blaster. I'm really hoping the Mud Blaster gets re-read at some point, because yeah, I'd love one of those in my collection. Not so bothered about a Clodbuster, as I've said many times. I enjoy the Clodbuster to look at, I don't enjoy running it, but I do have an itch to build, you know, one of those off the chart Clodbusters, which is just mainly aftermarket parts. So whether it's an actual Clodbuster or not at the end of it is debatable. But yeah, it costs a lot of money, but at the end of it you get this pretty insane monster truck which looks way better than the original and performs really well. But again, you got to buy a Clodbuster. I'm sorry, I'm digressing here, but you know, you got to buy a Clodbuster at whatever it is, free, probably £400 just for the kit, and there's very little of that you're going to use. And then you've probably got between £700 and £1,000 in aftermarket parts, and then the electrics and stuff. Don't get me wrong, at the end of it, you've got something off the chart, but yeah, you're going to have 15, 16, 1700 quid in a Clodbuster. I don't know. Anyway, completely digressed there, so I do apologise. So yeah, there's really only the Mud Blaster I'd want in my collection at some point, but I do think it'll get re-read. So I'm not 100. Well, I was going to say I'm not 100% sold on what I'm going to do. I'm not even 50% sold on what I'm going to do. Box art is amazing, and it really should be box art, because the Monster Beetle and the Lunchbox is box art. But because I've done so many Blackfoots, I think I've probably had 5 or 6 of my own originals over the years, and I think this is definitely the second re kit that I'm going to build from scratch. I built one back when it came out in 2016, and I think between there I built another on the channel, or I've had another, maybe it came built, I can't remember. So box art is amazing. But here's what I want to do. I'll put this picture up. Now obviously that's a Ford Ranger F-150. Do you know what? I fancy doing that body. I fancy doing a Ford Ranger monster truck. And it can be done relatively easy. Obviously those Ford Ranger decals are MCI. Excuse me. The body's basically the same. It's just we got to paint it differently. No problem there. I just think that body, Ford Ranger body, paint the yellow wheels white to match. Get the driver all painted and paint the roll bar. I think the roll bar would be a real cool added bonus on the Ford Ranger. Whether to leave it maybe black, maybe do it white, even silver. I don't know. So let me know what you think. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a Ford Ranger Blackfoot monster truck will have been done tons of times by people, but I wasn't able to find a single picture of one, which was a shame, because if I saw one and it looked amazing, then I would 100% commit to that's what I'm going to do. So basically that's my two options, but please feel free to, you know, put your views and what you would do with it, you know, even if it's wacky. Just stick it in the comments, because I love reading ideas. The only thing I will not do, and I'm pretty sure some people would probably go for it, I won't do a Fall Guy truck. It just doesn't float my boat. Fall Guy truck is awesome, don't get me wrong, but the brown and the gold, and it's been done to death, you know, it just doesn't stand out enough for me. It's cool, but not for me. So writing out, my two options are box art and Ford Ranger. So if you've got anything in between that, let me know. And also let me know what you think to a Ford Ranger. You imagine that full Ford Ranger box art, white wheels, tyre decals on like this one, and then something a little bit fancy and unique with the roll bar, so it kind of stands out, because obviously the standard Ford Ranger didn't have a roll bar. So yeah, sorry, I've rabbled on. Rabbled? Dribbled? Ranted? God, I spoke good England, me. You guys deserve a medal. Anyway, yes, stick it in the comments what you think. But yeah, Tamiya Blackfoot, what a thing, what a thing. Oh, just looking at this one now, and you know, before I started this video I was kind of like, yeah, Ford Ranger would be cool, but when I dug this out, I'm just looking at it now and it's like, yeah, put that straight in your collection next to a Monster Beetle lunchbox. Looks awesome. Anyway, I'm looking forward to reading your comments, my friends. So once again, thanks so much for watching. It is honestly massively appreciated. If this is the first time you've come across one of my videos, maybe give it a thumbs up, and if you do that, go hit that subscribe button. And if you do that, you might as well hit that notification buzzer bell for our weekly videos. That'd be absolutely awesome. And as always, my friends, what a bell. And as always, my friends, happy seeing.